I seem to have my wires crossed when it comes to my cocktail cravings. During the cold winter months, I was all about tiki and tropical tasting flavor profiles. And now that we're on the precipice of summer, I find myself gravitating towards boozy, stirred, and smoked cocktails. This drink is going to be all three. One of my favorite Scotch cocktails has to be the Rusty Nail, which has sadly fallen out of fashion. It's a simple drink to make, 2 parts blended Scotch to 1 part Drambuie. Yet flavor-wise, it's anything but simple. Drambuie's herbal and honeyed notes pair beautifully with the subtle smoke and maltiness from the Scotch. To bring this cocktail into the new millennium, I will be giving it more of a floral touch by incorporating a homemade lavender liqueur. When I first thought of this drink, I envisioned an extremely well-to-do elderly woman who would sit at an upscale hotel bar donned in furs and pearls and just exuding class. This would absolutely be her drink of choice. And in honor of this woman and her style, I'm calling this cocktail the Manicured Nail. To make the lavender liqueur, I will be using 3 tablespoons of lavender tea. To preserve the color and prevent any off flavors, I'm going to remove as many stems and leaves as possible. I will be straining this later, so it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but I just want to remove as much as I can. Once I've picked through the lavender, I will add it to a jar with 3 butterfly pea flowers. These flowers will give the liqueur a more purplish color. They don't have much flavor on their own. I went a bit overboard when I used them in my DIY purple gin a few months ago, so this time I'm going to use a lot less. To the lavender and butterfly pea flowers, I'm going to add 1 cup of vodka. Now I'll just screw on the lid, give it a shake to incorporate, and let this infuse. This really only needs a few hours, but I let mine infuse for a day. Once this vodka has taken on a purple hue and a beautiful lavender scent, I'm going to strain it using a mesh sieve. Now I will add a scant ½ cup of sugar and blend it for 5 minutes or so using my immersion blender. While you don't need to use an immersion blender to dissolve the sugar, it just makes the process go so much faster. It will look kind of gray and opaque after blending, but don't worry, the color will settle back to a sumptuous dark purple. Just give it a look to make sure it's all dissolved. Once it's all dissolved, I'm going to go ahead and bottle it up. This will keep indefinitely and makes a worthy substitute for creme de violette. I love having this liqueur on hand. I'm going to be using Earl Grey tea to smoke this cocktail to give it more of an interesting flavor profile. When smoking with tea leaves, you need to add an equal part of rice to the tea. Rice helps the tea burn more slowly so that you get more flavor. If you want a really smoky flavor, you can add sugar too. Sugar helps the smoke adhere to whatever it is you're smoking. I just want a very subtle hint of smoke, so I won't be using any sugar. For the mix, I will be using a ½ teaspoon of Earl Grey tea, 1/2 teaspoon of jasmine rice, and since I do want a bit of wood smoke in there, I will also be adding a couple of American oak wood chips. To make sure it's all evenly dispersed, I'm going to blitz it a few times in the spice grinder. I don't have any smoking equipment in my home bar, so I'm simply going to light the mixture on a heat-proof dish. And once it begins to smoke, I'll cover it with my glass. A chilled glass will help the smoke adhere better. Once the embers have given up the ghost, I will quickly remove the glass and cover it with a coaster to keep the smoke inside. While my glass is being smoked, I'm going to prepare the cocktail. First, I will add a 1/4 ounce of my lavender liqueur. Next, I'll add a 1/2 ounce of Drambuie. And lastly, I'll add 1½ ounces of blended scotch. I like monkey shoulder for this cocktail. It's such a versatile and malty scotch. It works perfectly for this cocktail. Now I'll just add the ice and give it a 30-second stir. And now for the presentation. First, I'll add my ice to my smoked glass. Some of the smoke will leave during this part, but that's okay. The scents and flavors have already adhered to the glass. If you find yours lacking in the smoke department, try freezing your glass first. For the garnish, I'll be placing a tiny dried lavender bouquet on the rim. Instead of using a lemon twist, I'm opting for a grapefruit peel to highlight the floral aromas of the Drambuie and lavender. I'll express the oils from the peel and then discard it. And there you have it, the Manicured Nail. It's such a lovely, complex, and elegant sipper. I love the addition of lavender, smoke, and grapefruit to this cocktail. It totally enhances the floral and honeyed character of both the scotch and the Drambuie. As the ice melts, the flavors develop even more. There's a lot going on here, and I am loving all of it. And I imagine that dreamed-up woman sitting in her furs and pearls would enjoy one of these too. I really hope you give this cocktail a try, and if you do, please let me know in the comments below. I can see myself using this lavender liqueur in lots of other cocktails. I think it would work really well in place of creme de violette in an aviation. Thank you all so much for tuning in this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. We were really excited to make this one. Cheers and have a great week.